Nice table. All right, good morning, everybody. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Karen, you ready to roll with all this? Minutes and claims from the Auditor's office.
Okay, first we have minutes from the May 17th meeting. I believe you've all got a copy.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second that.
All in favor, by aye? Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Okay, then we have claims for May 14th through May 20th in the amount of $3,957,680.95.
What's your total?
$3,957,680.95. This is the May 14th claims. You've got 3 sets.
I just had 2. So the one that I had, I did leave. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve those that I looked at before I came.
Second.
All in favor, by
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Because we've got the sticker shock one coming up. That's
Yeah,
why.
I know. Then we have the claims from May 21st through May 27th in the amount of $17,339,466.18 total. Do you want me to break it down into the payroll? Sorry, I'm new at this.
Go ahead and do that, Karen, just for the record.
Okay. The claims are $16,222,866.93 plus payroll in the amount of $1,116,599.25 for a total amount of $17,339,466.18.
But there's a figure of 15 million for, says the Old National Bank undistributed tax. That's a big chunk.
I think that's an investment that Treasurer's Office made. They bought some T-bills, not really a claim.
So while this is technically claims, this is an investment that we're making
Yeah,
as falls
it's not
into
an
this.
expenditure that requires a claim.
Because I saw the election pay in here, and I thought, wow, if we're going to have $15 million in employees for the election. It's a pretty expensive election. But it's not.
No.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for $17,339,466.18.
Second.
All in favor, by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, last one.
Here's the big one.
You can. It's
Okay, here we go. This is a biggie. This is the claims from May 28th through June 3rd in the amount of $74,588,030.07.
So the big part of that is the tax settlements, like the city of Terre Haute is 15 million plus. Redevelopment, about 11 or 1.1 million. Honey Creek Fire Protection, 1.75. Sanitary District, 2 million. School Corporation, 20 million. Beaver County Treasurer, 18 million plus. So that's why the number's so big.
Right, settlement.
That's our annual distribution, Jimmy, or is it twice a year? Semi, which
Semi.
means twice a year. What months do those normally hit?
June and December. June and December.
June and December. Well, I want to do this one because the number's so big. Or do you want to do it?
Oh, I make a motion to approve
Are you going to do the number too? There you go.
for $74,588,030.07.
I want to second that big number.
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thanks, Karen. Good job. All right, number 3, annual report of Congressional Township. Also by Mr. Bramble.
That's a report we have to send the Department of Education and Auditor of State, showing what happened with the congressional school funds for the period, year ending April 30th.
Is there anything more interesting than that to report, Jimmy? I mean, that's, you like make
not.
something up or
Well, it has an
tell us
interest.
about it, what it means, give us a history lesson or something?
Back when they divided off the Northwest Territory, each township had a section set aside in it for educational purposes. And over the years, those, that land was probably sold or schools built on them or something. And this is the money that was generated by those congressional school sections.
And at one time, every township had a school.
There's a square mile in every township, I think, that they set aside.
Really? For K through 12?
No, just, well, Purdue was built on one of them. So, I guess in higher education too.
And that square mile could have been split up, or did it have
Oh,
to
it's
be
one
contiguous?
section, I can't remember which section in the township. It's a particular section, you know, like 15 or 16 or something in each. 16, yeah.
What is it, Bruce?
Well, I'd make a motion to approve it. I'd say thank you for keeping
then-
these standard housekeeping up.
It's, the earnings off that trust is distributed to the school corporation, but given the low interest rates last year, it only earned $49.80.
$49.80.
So it's not gonna build new schools.
That's a far cry from our 77 million we just did, isn't it? Did you make a motion?
Yeah.
Okay. Second?
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
I like the history lessons, though.
Thank you, Jimmy. All right, number 4, accept the appraisals for the Riley Spur parcel. We got 2 appraisals, one from Sycamore Realty Group for $264,000 and one from Newell and Johnson for $269,000. Per the agreement, if the appraisals were over $250,000, the maximum we would have to pay is $250,000. Both appraisals came in over that mark, so we just need to make a motion to accept those appraisals, and then we'll move on to sign the contract.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Contract for the Indiana Railroad. I'm sure we're all familiar with the contract at this point. We just need to make a motion to approve the contract, get it signed, and get it sent for the land, the lease.
Terry, do you have anything to highlight or go over before we move forward? I'm well versed in it. I know Mike and Chris are, but for the public.
Man, as everybody knows, I mean, we went back and forth on this a lot. And the railroad was willing to work with us. We made a number of changes, such as there was going to be a 50-year limited warranty on the title to it. There was other changes, like they agreed to reimburse, if they end the easement agreement down the road, reimburse our expense for removing some of the stuff that was $140,000. Indemnification clause, they agreed to modify that. So there's a number of things that, you know, I feel like the railroad was willing to work with us on that made it much better for the county as far as down the road. But I'm satisfied with the agreement, and I know I worked with Bob Effner from the county council too, and we worked with Peter Ray and their attorneys, and I feel good about it for the county.
Thanks for your work and your efforts on it. I know a lot of time went into it. And just for the record, for clarification, this is to purchase an easement. We are not purchasing the ground. And that's something that comes up a lot. So the easement allows us to put the trail on the railroad line. We technically do not own it. We are just buying the easement, the rights to do the project.
Any other questions or comments?
I would make a motion to approve.
I will excitedly second that.
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, number 6, resolution of the Board of Commissioners
Oh, wait a
approving.
minute. Hang on a second. Can we? That's one of the biggest things we did, guys.
Resolution of the Board of Commissioners approving the acquiring of certain real estate. This is just saying we're gonna have the easement.
This resolution pretty much kind of summarizes what we've already discussed and what you guys have already voted on. It's a resolution that cites the appropriate Indiana codes. Essentially, it officially shows that the appraisers were appointed, that we accepted the appraisals, that the appraisals will be kept on file for 5 years here in Vigo County, and then it approves the purchase of the non-exclusive surface easement.
And it's resolution number 2022-06.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
I would second.
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Terry. Okay, well, thank you to the county council for working with us on that. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of good conversation. Terry especially, your work, we appreciate everything you guys did. Number 7, restoration counseling center agreement from Community Corrections. I don't know if Bill is here. Okay. I think there's 2, Terry.
Basically, the note is that it says this contract is to change electronic monitoring vendors at the Vigo County Community Corrections. Change will allow staff to utilize newer software that will assist providing coverage of program participants based on new requirements established by new legislation. And what it is, it's a Centennial Offender Services LLC monitoring services agreement.
Any questions, or you guys want to see the agreement?
This is the first I've seen of it, so I don't know if you guys want, just to accept Bill, or if you want to, wait till he can explain it more, or you want me to look at it first, that's up to you guys. But
You got 30 seconds.
I think
Right.
Yeah, it's the same
This
one.
one's already been discussed. They keep changing, yeah. It looks like it's, the initial terms for 1 year, so if something happens, if you don't like it, obviously, terminate it at that point.
Yeah, I think I've done 3 of these. They're pretty much the same, so.
I
And
think this is a situation, Bill's always on top of things.
Right.
I feel comfortable if this is what he thinks he needs to do, he keeps track of all the legislation and all the different requirements over there. He would know, what software would fit their needs the best.
well, he's a leader in the state for this, so
Right.
I'll make a motion to approve the agreement.
I would agree. Second.
All in favor by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Terry, it looks like there's,
There's a second one, says this is a new service contract that allows for additional therapists for those program participants receiving dual diagnosis services.
that's the restoration counseling center agreement.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Does that fall in with that current program, or the budget-wise, the 800,000 plus or minus a year? Or
Yeah,
is it
Bill said
additional?
it did, but this is just an additional person to try to get more people through the program.
So we're just approving an additional person based off what the original agreement?
Yep.
Well, we all know it's needed, so I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, by aye?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, number 9, Mr. Costello, approval for backhoe and excavator from the Highway Department. Have anything you'd like to say? If you would, please.
I have a little, now, where we're at with equipment, prices we looked at.
Thank you.
Thanks.
As we've discussed in the past, this was for the purchase of a track excavator and a rubber tire backhoe for the highway department using cumulative bridge funds from the engineering department. These pieces of equipment are over 20 years old. They were purchased in the 90s, I think the late 90s, so they're getting pretty old. They've singularly each done millions of dollars worth of work for the county, and they're worn out at this point. So we looked at purchasing a new one of each, and in these times that we're in right now, simply going and ordering what you want with a piece of heavy equipment doesn't work. So we went to the 3 dealerships to see what we could get. It's not what you want anymore, it's what you can get on this equipment. We were fortunate enough that Case Equipment had exactly what we were looking for and available immediately, which is pretty rare. The other 2 could get the equipment, but it wouldn't be until October and then February of next year. The prices were higher in some cases. In one case, with one brand, the price was a little bit lower on the excavator, but not on the backhoe. But nonetheless, Case seemed to have really good prices and availability. And we used the Sourcewell cooperative purchasing program to purchase the. Yeah, which we've used multiple times now with the dump trucks and various pieces of equipment. So it's a public bid process that's backed up with all the correct documentation. So at this point, it's my recommendation that we look at the purpose, I guess the actual purpose of me being here speaking was to get approval from the commissioners so that at the next commissioners meeting, once it's finalized in the minutes and those minutes are approved, then local finance would cover this purchase. This was going to be, I believe it was for 3 years with an annual payment. So the 3 years would cover both pieces of equipment. There'd be one annual payment. And at the end of 3 years, we own those. I'm sorry? Yeah, I believe the best interest rate was it settled on first then? Okay, so
Yeah.
then we have information from Commercial Lending Vice President there at First has sent some information here. I think Larry discussed this with him. One of the requirements was that you guys, the Board of Commissioners would approve this arrangement, and at the next meeting, once that approval was finalized and the approval of the minutes, then they would go ahead and deal with the financing in June this month. So final price for the excavator was $239,757, which was that was the middle priced machine. It wasn't the least expensive, but it wasn't bad. I mean, they were really all 3 pretty close. The backhoe, rubber tire backhoe, was the least costly of the 3 options, and it was $126,634.30. And this was all through Diamond Equipment, which is at 2000 Harlan Drive there in Terre Haute. The other dealers were McAllister, Caterpillar in Terre Haute, and Westside Equipment, Deere in Terre Haute, all 3. So that's where we're at. These pieces of equipment, we're going to keep the other 2, I think, for now, just as backup units maybe, or try to do some additional work with those. Maybe the south unit, Highway Garage, can use those to do some other work. I don't know. I really don't know how much life the backhoe has left. The track excavator's not, it's not dead yet, but it's getting there. But we could still possibly use it. It's just unreliable at this time.
Have
And
we
I would say-
purchased anything from
I'm sorry?
Diamond? Have we purchased anything from Diamond before?
No, that was in here. I don't know. The county has purchased multiple pieces of Caterpillar equipment in recent years. 4 loaders, backhoe, excavators, skid steers, graders, multiple pieces of equipment. We've purchased several pieces of equipment from Deere, mini excavators, 2 of those, a wheel loader, and I believe our trailer that we haul the excavator on came through West Side Equipment, it's not Deere equipment, but anyway, as far as case goes, I don't believe we've purchased any case equipment as a county since the 80s, so it's been a while. Not that that plays in, price and availability is most important. Brand is not, but it is nice to do business with one of the local dealers here in this line. It just so happens, their prices were pretty good and their availability was excellent, so.
My concern is servicing the units. Do you have any insight as to whether they're going to be able to service them or not?
Whether we can service them, they're a full-service dealer
Okay,
at the Case Equipment dealer. Diamond Equipment is a full-service dealer just like the other 2.
okay.
What kind of warranties do they have, Neil?
I believe I don't know about all 3. This particular equipment, I believe it's a 3-year, 3,000 hour, unlimited, but it has, I believe the Case Equipment has free service, so free oil changes, filter changes for, I think, I'll have to double check on this, but I know it's at least 3 years, if not 5, on the maintenance. So they do a really good job of maintaining it at no cost. I shouldn't say free, it's no cost to us, it does cost someone, but they do a pretty good job in that world. I believe all 3 probably do a pretty good job on that, but I know it does have a 3-year, 3,000 hour, I think, base warranty on the machine, bumper to bumper. Don't have bumpers on them, but end to end or whatever. But I also think that the newer equipment, our older machine has been really reliable. When you look at that excavator we have now, overall, with the amount of work that it's done in its career, this stuff's pretty reliable equipment. You don't usually have problems with this stuff, so not like a car.
All right. Any other questions for Neil?
Neil's always done a good job steering us right, so.
Looks like the total cost for both pieces of equipment will be $366,391 plus whatever interest rate we have, so. Pretty good deal as far as I'm concerned.
What's your in-service date, do you think?
The excavator when we first started this process, the excavator was sitting in a port in Maine. All those pieces of equipment that size are imported. Most of them are made in Japan. It's here in Terre Haute now, so it's available now. We're waiting on the bucket. They don't come with a bucket. We have to order that separately. We're waiting on the bucket and the hydraulic thumb attachment, which we can use to pick up logs and whatnot around bridges and concrete and such. The backhoe is supposed to be here June 12th, so it should be ready to go once it's brought in, serviced, and set up, whatever's involved in setup for that, checking everything out. So I'd say here in June, hopefully in June, we should be looking at this stuff out on the road working, which is phenomenal in these times when you have people that are trying to buy this stuff and they're waiting up to a year to get something, anything. And this is the only excavator that Diamond Equipment said they're going to see. And the same with the other brands. They said we have one chance at one in October, and that's all you're going to see. If you don't pick that one, you're not getting one anytime soon. So we were kind of fortunate.
So, well, I know with some of our other equipment, we wound up with some problems getting attachments and things like that. So you look forward to using this equipment this season then? This summer
Absolutely.
season?
I look
Okay.
forward to using it this summer.
Yep. Okay.
And
And then, so Neil, if we approve this today, then that holds the equipment until the financing's in order, or do we need to do something
We've already
else?
signed purchase orders.
Oh,
Chris signed these at one of our highway department meetings,
Just
and
to
they're
hold the
held.
equipment.
So they're held, they're definitely held. We're just awaiting transfer of funds from one source to them, so, from the finance source.
well, since it's already been signed, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve what's already been signed.
Well, I mean, the purchase order's been signed, you know, there's no finance has been signed. This was just to hold them, because otherwise, if we didn't do something,
Then
they
we
would
wouldn't get
not
it.
be there.
I
Right.
assume the signature was subject to the commissioner's.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, by?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thanks, Neil. Pleasure doing business with you.
And one last comment on attorney's comment there, that the seller does retain the interest in this equipment until it's paid in full, so that there was never any legal obligation to purchase.
We know.
Yeah, so, all right, thank you.
And then we can wait until the next meeting to approve the financing, or do we do that beforehand?
At the next commissioners' meeting, you would approve your minutes of this meeting, which would satisfy the finance.
So we did with
Department.
car leases, but,
Yeah.
okay,
So
but
maybe
you've already got the quotes for the financing,
Larry does, I don't. I don't.
okay? And those rates hold until the next meeting? Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Neil. Number 10, comment from commissioners or other elected officials. Any comments?
Thinking I'm gonna maybe drive the agreements with the Indiana Railroad over here after we get done with area planning, and tie that project up, and I'm very excited. I think that there's gonna be nothing else this summer. We're gonna get the roadways improved. We've already been working on that with the highway department. The railroad crossings that haven't been anything done with for years. So I think it's going to be really a positive thing for the community.
Brendan?
I'm going with you.
I'll be here. You got anything?
Mr. White's watching that home front.
Brendan, do you have anything?
Nope.
Kevin? Looks like Kara might have a comment. Diana, anything? Bruce, I know you won't say anything. All right, public comment. Anybody have any comments from the public? No? Okay, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you.
We're gonna have our area planning thing now?
Yeah.
Bob, do you want any of these?
You got the agreements? Yeah, those are the.
Hi, Bob. How you been? Yeah? Every day. I just, yeah, you can, I gave you my stack.